Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Toon review for tonight's match preview of the FA Cup game against Manchester City tomorrow. Like I said in the earlier video, it seems like we're joined at the hip with Manchester City this season, given how many times we've had to play them. But it is a very important game nevertheless. The FA Cup, of course, a big opportunity for Newcastle United to take a step closer to Europe. Because is that our only way that we get there now? I do not know. You will notice I am on my Todd at the minute. Billy has still yet to see his nurses today, so he will try and get on. But apart from that, I don't know where everybody else is. So it is just me at the moment, but we will see what happens in due course in the next hour or so. But if you do enjoy the show, please do smash that like button. And of course, if you are new to the channel, do subscribe on our way to 48,000. And hopefully we can get there sooner rather than later with your help. Memberships are available, of course, which is that $ underneath the live chat. And super chats are available. And if you send in your super chats, you will guarantee to have your comment read out on the show as a thank you. I've just seen a message from Yvonne saying that my voice is still struggling. It is. It's very sort of croaky and froggy right now. Listen, it was unbelievable. You know, the atmosphere the other night against Manchester United was absolutely incredible. It was, you know, you could do nothing but sing and jump around and chant, and especially when that last goal went in from Asula, and then giving all the jip to the Manchester United fans, of course, as well, which was a pleasant experience. And of course, they haven't got over it yet by any stretch of the imagination. They are very upset at what has gone on. And of course, in my earlier video, I put another video of the United stand, their fan forum. This guy blabbing on about Newcastle United, claiming that we don't have a rivalry there. However, it is very clear that there is a rivalry there in his eyes, because he's... well, he wasn't very pleasant about Newcastle United, was he? He was considering there's no rivalry. Why is he getting all angry like that? I don't quite understand. Sean has sent in a super chat saying, a seaman donor, a carpenter, and Julius Caesar walk into a bar. They came, they saw, they conquered. Nice one. Yes, the usual old school jokes. How man, Paul, what happened to the vid of that Man U last getting her chips pushed in her face? I know I meant to play that last night, but unfortunately, I forgot. Simple as that. I just simply forgot. However, you know, we all saw it. It's all on social media. John Wilkinson has gifted a Toon Review membership. Hope you're doing well, John. Thank you very much for that. Now, of course, Eddie had his press conference this morning, but I think the major thing that has taken over the news today is the ticket prices. Now, I've just had my season ticket renewal through. Literally, the email came through round about 10 minutes before I've come on live tonight. And that's why I was a couple of minutes late, because I was kind of staggered when I looked at the email. Everybody will know who's followed this channel for a while that I've been obviously, you know, faffing on with Newcastle, trying to move back to my old seat, you know, where I sat for years, giving up the personal assistant ticket, etc., and moving back to my proper seat. Really is what I'll call it. I've got, and it took a long time to get sorted out. And obviously, the Manchester United game was the first one that I managed to get to, and for the rest of the season, apart from tomorrow, but the rest of the season is sorted. I've got my renewal through, and yeah, it's back in my old seat again, where I am, where I've wanted to move from. They've got the seat wrong again, and I just can't believe it. After all the rigmarole of going back to my old seat, the renewal comes through, and it's back in the one at the front of the leases where I do not want to sit. I have not sat there for donkeys, and they put me back there. So I will have to obviously contact the box office yet again. And mainly though, the prices. 5% rise on most of them, 15% rise on everything else. Look, I watched Adam Pearson earlier on, and he was talking about it, and he made a very, very good point. that David Hopkinson says, we're one of the cheapest season tickets still in the Premier League. He obviously hasn't done his homework with that because we're not. We're the sixth most expensive. Now, Claire says here, Hopkinson earning the big bucks by deciding to profit more from the fans. I really don't think that they should have done this. Especially as it's more, the rise is more than inflation, right? And I think that's what has annoyed everybody as well. I could understand if they put the prices up in regards to a rise in inflation. I understand it's a business. They've got to earn the money somehow, right? But then again, we have the richest owners in world football. So why are they putting the prices up again? And it's not like they release merchandise every year, is it? There's merchandise comes out every 3, 4, 5 weeks, and they're still putting the season prices up. Now, for me as a disabled fan, as most of you know, I suffer from Parkinson's disease, and I have a disabled ticket. Now, normally, there's 50% off because you get an ambulance ticket, okay? Not really so bad for me because I've still got the use of my legs and things like that, and I can walk upstairs. But there's a lot of fans who come to the ground in wheelchairs, and they're more sort of their movement is very restricted, shall we say? Now, already the priority to the lifts has been taken away, okay, which I think is absolutely shameful of the club to do that, and now they're sort of taking the 50% away and dropping it down to 25%. So in hindsight, if I work this out correctly, I think it's a 25% increase in a disabled ticket. Now, somebody messaged me on YouTube and said, no, it's actually a 50% increase if you take the new increases, etc. But I think it's 25%. I'm no mathematician, by the way, but if they're taking 25%, if they reduce, taking the 25% discount away, then surely that means it's 25% more, whatever price is on the season ticket. But hey, it doesn't matter. It's going to be more. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely shameful of the football club. And I know it's a business. I know they've got to run it well, but at the same time, it is shameful. Hey, look who joins us. Good evening.
Good evening.
I mean, where have you been, Alex? I mean, is it a sunbed or something?
A sunbed? What, am I looking tanned, am I? No, I haven't got Spanish blood like you, Paul, I'm afraid.
I know.
No, I was at the pub with Mother Stato, I'm afraid. There was a priority, but I have returned as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. Well, I haven't really spoken about much, Alex, apart from the rise in ticket prices. Which
I've heard about that. Yeah,
it's.
But I heard 25% for disability season tickets. That seems.
Well, what they're doing is, I got mine through. They've. Where's he gone now? Oh, there he is. What they've done is, they've reduced the 50% discount down to 25%.
Oh, so they've removed the discount, not increased it.
Well, but that means that disabled.
The same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the same thing. So I'm a little bit knocked about it, and you know the rigmarole I've had with changing my season ticket seat back to my old seat. It's
not been a standard process for you.
No, but I've got renewal through, and they put me in the wrong seat. So, Paul, can I say I can assume you'll be heavily considering renewing your ticket? It's a shame that the club has done this, to be fair, and I don't think it would have happened under Staveley. Well, listen, the one thing I think is annoying fans, certainly looking through social media and stuff like that, and I think had Newcastle United announced prior to this that there was a new training ground being built, there was movement on the stadium, maybe we could understand. And look, the weird thing as well is if you don't renew your season ticket, right, those seats do not go to another person in the queue for a season ticket. they go into the match day sale tickets, i.e. ballots. So if you're in the queue for a season ticket, don't expect to be saying, oh, somebody hasn't renewed, therefore you're going to get the ticket.
Well, no, because there's less money for the club.
Of course it is. Of course it is, Alex.
It's a discounted ticket in theory.
Yeah,
they don't
that's
want
right.
to be selling season tickets. They want to be selling individual tickets that they can adjust the prices for throughout the season. Because let's not forget, season ticket holders get priority and discounted rates for other competitions as well. It's not in the club's best interest in terms of finances to do that, but it's not all about finances. They have to balance the community aspect as well, which is what they keep referencing is an important part of this club. So they've got to get it right.
I mean, look, the club isn't anything without the fans at the end of the day. And LG says spending 200 million on a training ground. Spending 200 million training ground, 1 to 2 billion on new ground. If they do, we can't complain. But that's what I'm saying. But they're not. There's lots of plans.
If they'd announced it, then we can't complain. If they'd go,
exactly,
here's a shiny new player in January, here's a training kit sponsor, here's the training ground, and here's the stadium plans, then fine, do what you want. If you're going to sell us like merchandise at 100 quid, fine, whatever.
Every 4 to 5 weeks as well, Alex. It's not like they release merchandise every.
But now people are a bit funny about it, which is to be expected. People work hard for their money.
If that's right, then how does somebody get a season ticket if they haven't had one before?
Good luck.
Yeah, that's exactly. Disabled is a 50% increase, taking full price at 100. Old disabled is 50, new is 75, so that's an increase of 25, thus a 50% increase. There you go. So it's 50%, not 25. I do stand corrected. That put into layman's terms, yes. Okay, I understand that now. So there you go. It's 50% for me. And 50% for disabled customers. And, Alex, they've also taken priority wheelchair access away from the lifts. They've just got the queue. What? It's fucking disgusting. Honestly.
So somebody sat in a leather chair, spun around a few times with a cat and gone, yeah, let's make that decision final. Why would you do that? Who even come up with that in a meeting? That's absurd.
I mean, look, I think
surely the conversation is about ticket prices and finances, right? Which I get. Yeah. We get that you've got to raise ticket prices because we're trying to catch several teams.
But Alex,
get that to a point. But removing
with inflation,
wheelchair access as a priority in no way gets you more money.
No.
That's just weird.
I mean, look, I'll back the disabled. Like I said earlier on before you joined us, I luckily have, I'm able to walk at the minute and things like that. But there's a lot of disabled customers who don't have the same sort of physical aspects, i.e. they're either in a wheelchair or their movement is severely restricted. And to take away that is I think, disgraceful in itself. But then you've got a 50% rise on for tickets. Obviously, 15% rise for certain areas of the ground and 5% for the rest. I'm staggered. I'm really staggered by it because, the price of things these days, and like I said before, Alex, if they put the season tickets up with the price of, I don't know, mirroring inflation, if you like. But it's not. It's above inflation, which I think is that's upset a lot of people as well.
I think it's hard.
I think Hopkinson said that a while ago, Alex.
I think it's balancing our ambition. And the problem is because the owners can't spend the money in the way they would possibly like to. This is one of the ways to do it, and it hurts the fans, which the club would probably prefer to do it a different way, but they kind of can't. They are backed into a corner in that regard. There's very little wiggle room with improving the books, and we're not in a position to make smart profits on player sales because we've just not. All of the pre-work wasn't done by Mike Ashley in previous regimes. We've not been able to have that. We've only recently been able to kind of approach it that way, and we kind of don't want to, because we've been recruiting players that we want to use, not sell. So it's one of the aspects to get money, and it's just one of those things. It's a shame. It's because the club's ambition is to be the very best, and it's a quick way of improving revenues, and it hits the fans. It's one of those things. It's one of those things.
Well,
hopefully we realise that the whole winning lots of stuff, and then it'll help. But this is going to hurt for 2, 3, 4 seasons. This is going to hurt because we're going to have the ticket prices of a big team without the winning everything.
Yeah.
It's going to suck.
Yeah.
And this is not going to be the only time we say this. It's not going to be fun for a few years.
But David Hopkinson has made a huge error, because in his statement he says we're still one of the cheapest tickets in the Premier League, Alex. We're not.
Is that what he said on TalkSport, is it?
No, that's what he said in his statement for the season tickets. The
newly raised prices.
The newly raised
one of the cheapest.
Still one of the cheapest season tickets in the Premier League. We're the 6th most expensive.
Oh, really? So he's not even fact-checked it. That's concerning.
Adam Pearson's already done a video on it, explaining, it's not right. And I don't think we've heard the end of this, to be honest. I think there's going to be a lot of comeback on this. Not so much maybe for the 5%, but the 50% for disabled customers.
It's low-hanging fruit for fans because of how much high-quality interactions and communications we got from Amanda Stavley. To go from that to absolutely zero is jarring. And then when stuff like this happens, you've got no comms, and it's just nobody's telling the fans anything.
No.
And it's a problem. It's a big drop ball from them, because they could have tried to smooth this over with an appearance or a statement or an interview or a video, and they've done nothing. They've just gone, here's the tickets. Because we beat Man U.
There's been no prior announcement to this happening. They've just dropped it. It's weird. And the fact that they've got my seat wrong as well. I mean, they're just,
Do they normally announce it at the same time? Or has this been targeted because we beat Man United? No,
it's normally around this same time, because the new season ticket payments start, I think it's April for next season. So
they had flexible dates then. They could have dropped this. They could have done this next week or the week before. I wonder if it's on purpose because we beat Man United. They wanted a better feeling, and they've dropped it now.
Well, no warning, no nothing. Disgrace. Ian Fleming says, Paul, are you going to stop the swearing on the watch-alongs, because YouTube will shut you down with a laughing emoji? He is now banned from commenting on the channel, our old Mackham friend. So, yeah. Martin says, Paul, factoring in the 5% and 15% rise in standard and premium seat areas, the disabled prices will be 78 and 86%, which is 57.5 and a 72.5 rise in the standard and premium seat areas. Fuck me.
That's a lot of rises.
Fuck me. Wow. I mean, nah. I mean, the Disabled Supporters Association have got to do something about this, and I know that there's a couple of them watch this channel, so I don't know if they are planning on doing anything. If there's going to be any
the Supporters Trust, they used to get involved. I've not heard anything from them for.
They put something out. I think one of the. Well, yeah. I mean, Jesus.
Who's even in it anymore? I don't even know.
I have no idea. I've absolutely no clue. Not a clue. Dan Kane says, I'm sure I'm going to get trashed for this, but tickets at St James's Park for a Champions League match was still less than an equivalent seat for a ticket at the Summer Series in the US, and that's pre-season. Yeah, but...
yes, Dan, you are going to get trashed for that, I'm afraid, mate. Chalk and cheese.
Very much chalk and cheese. Absolutely. Yeah. Warren says,
What's that word? It's headbutted the keyboard.
Deceased and put off by tickets. I have no idea. But thank you for your super chat, Warren. I do appreciate that. Yeah. let's have a look. The ownership and the CEO need to show us they're moving forward with the stadium and training ground and player recruitment if they are raising prices. 100%. That, and I think that would have softened the blow for a lot of people. Maybe not the disabled fans, but certainly a lot of other people. For me, I'm really pissed off, to be honest. But I feel more sorry for the wheelchair users, etc. Just disgraceful. Remember getting to a friendly against PSV for a fiver after I let the kids go before me. Those were the days. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? The thing is, Alex, where's the sponsorships? Where's all this coming in? You know, it's all right charging the fans, but where on earth are these sponsorships that just don't seem to be there? You know, and again, it's part and parcel of the wanting to be the best club. Put the prices up, but show us that something's getting done. There's no sponsorships coming in. They keep putting merchandise out literally every month and digging in our pockets again, as well as the price of tickets. It's not right, whichever way you look at it. It's a really disappointing announcement from Newcastle.
I don't agree, but I do a little bit. I don't mind.
That's very Irish, Alex, but they've been on about new sponsorships for donkey moons, though.
I think the merch and the ticket prices can be okay if there's a proportionate amount of other stuff going on and they are using the money, which of course they probably plan to do that. We're just not going to see it yet. They'll buy players in the summer and things will move, but we don't have any knowledge of any of that yet, which is really annoying as a fan base, because we kind of been, the media have been teeing us up for the last 2 years about stadiums and renovations and all of this stuff. And I think this would be easier to handle, like you said, if we did have sponsorships. Like if they do a few extra cheeky merch drops, it's not so bad if we've just signed a £5 million partnership with somebody else that can go on a sleeve or a training ground kit or whatever it might be. I think people would be less frustrated by that, because there's money coming from other places that can be used, but there just isn't at the moment. We had a lot of partnerships that were announced a while back with like InPost and was it Red Bull or was it Monster? Someone, I don't know.
Monster, I think it was. Yeah, it was Monster.
I don't know. I don't quite know what the financial information is behind that. So it's just annoying, and I think the club have got to see that the ticket prices are going up and there's a lot of merch drops, but we're not seeing sponsorships. And when you've got Manchester United have got a cigar sponsor, they have a pillowcase sponsor, they have everything. Nail clippers, toe clippers, probably. It's ridiculous, and it just feels like we're getting mugged off a little bit. There's so many.
Well, apparently Man United have
leaving on the table.
Yeah, Man United have involved suddenly in the last couple of days, Alex, set out a plan to get lots of sponsorships from salt companies. Would you believe? In the last couple of days,
what to further add to their salty tears?
That's exactly what I'm talking about, matey. Yes. James says it's the timing for me, as let's be honest, this season has been a bit of a shit show. I would say 7 out of 10 games this season, the lads have given very little back to the fans, and due to the support they've been given. Mark, who lives in Bournemouth, Bournemouth have increased season ticket prices and more hospitality seats with the revamp of the Vitality over the next 2 seasons, and fans are going to be moved from where they've been for years. Yeah, but I could understand Bournemouth.
1,000 seats. What else are they supposed to do?
Yeah. So Tom's calculated that he's
the capacity.
Yeah, they've got to improve the stadium, Mark, to be fair. I've calculated that so far I've spent over £2,000 on season tickets, cup scheme, aways and merch so far this season. Yeah, that's angered me more because there's a little paragraph at the bottom of the email saying that, that the season ticket doesn't include the cup games as per usual, so you'll be priced extra for those as well. So just to kick you in the nuts a bit more. Of course, the answer is to pay the season ticket price and don't buy the merch. Yeah, but Graham, the problem is people do buy the merch. People bleed black and white, and they want to, they want the merch. look, it's very disappointing. It really is disappointing.
It's cultural. It's not just about the club.
Yeah, it is. Toon Steel says Adidas Park at St James's has a nice ring to it.
As long as we're getting 40 mil a season for it, so we can buy a shiny new player every summer.
Indeed. Anyway, I'm sure we haven't heard the last of this ticket stuff. Certainly from the disabled fans' point of view, really, really poor from the club for me. Given that we also have the richest owners in the world, yet we are the ones that are having to put our hands in our pockets again. But we will see what happens. Right. Yes, Alex?
Sorry, I've just seen that Liverpool have got Wolves in the FA Cup, and obviously they just lost to them, so that's made me very happy.
Yeah, it is a repeat. Well, hopefully it'll be a repeat of what happened. Was it last week or the week before? 2 weeks ago, I think it was.
A couple of days ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. Dan says we all praise Hopkinson. A season ticket ticks to the Rangers, who are MSG, where he's from, starts at $80 per game. Is that similar over there? No, it's a lot cheaper for the ice hockey over here. But yeah, they are expensive tickets in the States. I know they are.
That's an unfortunate acronym that Madison Square Garden is MSG. That's a terrible acronym.
Why?
Because MSG is what people say is bad for you, and they put all over Asian food and stuff, isn't it?
Is it? I have no idea, mate. All I know is that...
You never heard of MSG?
No. I mean, the MSG over there is massive. It's it's a huge corporation, Alex. It's massive.
Think E numbers. There you go. That ballpark of stuff that people are scared of in their food. Right. The blue Smarties,
like Sunny Delight.
Exactly.
Anyway, we
it in the chat now.
We do have a game tomorrow, Alex, against Manchester City, who we haven't spoke about very much this season. I say tongue in cheek. We are joined at the hip with Manchester City. However, Eddie was in decent spirits this morning in his press conference and spoke about Voldemar. He'll be back. He trained yesterday. He's trained again today. But he has apparently, Alex, lost a bit of weight.
Well, yeah, if you don't eat for 2 days.
Well, Alex, 2 days, mate. You're not going to lose a lot of weight.
Though. Come on, it's going to be a difference.
I mean, unless his metabolism is like fucking Roadrunner.
Of course it is. Have you seen him?
But he's got nothing on him anyway. I mean, I referenced in the video earlier on that he'll end up looking like Skeletor out of He-Man, but then people pointed out that Skeletor out of He-Man was quite buff. So maybe that was the wrong thing to use. But it's a worry because we need him built up. And I basically said in the video that he needs to get himself to Greg's and get on the steak bakes and bulk up a little bit. So listen, I hope he's back. I hope he's firing, and I hope he plays.
You're not the new nutritionist next year for the club. My God.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea. No, definitely not. Do you know what I used to coach?
Greg's edition.
I used to coach the under-12 ice hockey team when Durham was back in the day, and there was this kid came in before a match, and his mum used to give him 2 steak pies to eat in the dressing room before he went and played. I just unbelievable.
Oh,
it was. I mean, he wasn't the fittest of kids, if you know what I mean.
Not an orange or a banana or even.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Just a couple of steak pies. Get them down your throat, son. I had to put a stop to that. Wasn't happy about that, but hey, I'm thinking of the kids' health. Ricky says Man United have been handing out free buckets since yesterday to spewing. Oh dear. Livermento might be back though, Alex. That's positive news. He said that however, he hasn't trained with the main group. So
I think he said he's not going to be back for this game.
No, he said he's very much in his thoughts. However, he hasn't trained with the main group, but then he went on to explain that he's done a lot of fitness away from the team.
Yeah, so I heard that.
If he was to play, he wouldn't worry about the fitness side of things. But obviously,
which means he's not going to play because he's not trained.
Hey, who knows, mate? Who knows? He's done it before.
I agree with what Claire's just said. Keep Tino away from Pep. Like, they actually asked that in the press conference today. Do you mind Pep talking to the players at the end? And Eddie clearly doesn't particularly like it. But
well, he said he wasn't bothered. But you get the. I mean, come on. And then he said. What made me laugh though, Alex, with that point was he turned around and said, "However, I'm not privy to what they talk about." And I'm like, "Fuck off." You can't tell me that if one of your elite players is talking to Pep Guardiola at the end, you don't want to know what he asked the players. I mean, come on. Dear me. I mean, he was very pragmatic, as you were saying. Pep's a football person and he talks to a lot of players.
He can talk to Tino, but you've got, Harry Maguire was 80 million. That's your entry offer. Anything less, you are disrespectful and will laugh you out the room. And as long as he doesn't realise that Lewis Hall is the better player, I don't care.
Well, listen, I hope he does play it. I hope he is back soon, to be honest. But Craig Hope reported yesterday that he thinks that he will be at Manchester City next season. So, I mean, Dr. Doom again.
They did ask about the contract situation, and Eddie Howe literally just said no comment. Nothing. Gave us nothing.
Well, they tried a bit later on towards the end, didn't they? They asked about Trippier. Do you want him to stay next season? And then Eddie turned around and said, well, we're not talking to any players at the moment, but we will do what's best for the club and, of course, the player. So
it was a weird press conference today. I wasn't happy with it. There's been some really good ones, and today was not a good one. So Eddie Howe literally explained the Voltemada situation, and then the following journalist said, can you give us an update on Voltemada? And he was like, I
just did. Listening. Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Rubbish today.
That was Lee Ryder. That was Lee Ryder, because he said, can you give us an up? Of course he wasn't.
He was reading his own notes, and he wasn't listening to the press conference, which is literally his job. So
give us an update on Voltemada. Well, hang on a minute. Literally, the last sentence Eddie spoke was talking about Nick Voltemada. Mental, absolutely mental. But look, Miley apparently is still another 2 games at least away. I mean, he's going to games now at least, and not weeks, Alex. I mean, it's normally been 2 weeks in every press conference, and then today it was another couple of games. Madness.
What happened to that leg?
There's rumours going round, Alex, that he had to have surgery. Now, I don't know how true that is. That is literally a rumour. But do you know what? The longer he's out, the more you can sort of think maybe he has had to have a small operation or something. But this is obviously speculation. But it just becomes a bit weird how it's always a couple of weeks and then suddenly it's now a couple of games. I mean,
I don't know.
Who knows?
I think it depends on what. If the medical team have told him, we'll monitor it for 2 weeks and we'll reassess, and then they just keep doing that, then what's Eddie supposed to do? He can't do any different than he's currently been doing in these press conferences. However, if we did know that it could be a longer timeout, I wish we'd have just said that, because it's created a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah,
it's created a lot of, like you've just said, it's created a bit of a conspiracy that, oh my God, has he had surgery? And it's just unnecessary nonsense and drama behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Eddie keeps talking about, I don't read social media. I don't read social media. Well, he controls the narrative that can, to a degree, happen. And if we manage some of this better, there will be less fear mongering and rumors. Obviously, there's a lot of barbecue enthusiasts on the internet. So it will always happen no matter what. But Eddie can help mitigate that. But maybe I'm completely off the mark. Maybe the medical team keep moving the goalposts, and it's not Eddie's fault, which is very
but this is why things are going to be mentioned like this all the time. The rumor mill starts up when it goes on a certain amount of time, and you keep thinking, Christ, how long is this going to go on for? It's bizarre. But look, he mentioned the game tomorrow, and obviously Eddie Howe said that he takes the FA Cup very seriously, and this is a big game tomorrow, Alex, because in theory, the way the season's looking, is this our our real only way into Europe at the moment? Because sitting here now, as we do this show, looking at that league table, you're thinking, this is probably our best opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong now. I think pre Aston Villa game, there was definitely a valid opinion in silver lining. If we get knocked out, we can try and climb the league table and focus a bit more. But now I think we're several weeks down the line now, and I think we are just too far gone. We are, for 5th place or higher, we are way too far gone. That is categorically not happening. For 8th, it's going to take something special, very special. So yeah, the landscape's now changed. A loss to Man City, there is no silver lining, because I think the league table's too far gone for us now to achieve anything super. So the eggs need to go in the Champions League and FA Cup basket, and we just need to try and maintain Premier League form and improve performances and just see it out to the summer. And see if we can get a real sneaky 8th place finish if we absolutely put our foot down. But it's going to be so hard because we're not putting in the consistent performances. We keep having 1 or 2 reasonable ones and then a terrible one where we just don't look like we can play together. Yeah, we've got to win. We've absolutely got to win. None of this silver lining stuff now, because the league's gone. We need to beat Man City.
Yeah, we do. And I think Pep said in his press conference as well that he's the FA Cup is big for them, and of course it is, because they're now 7 points adrift of Arsenal in the league. So it looks like Arsenal are going to win the league. Manchester City will want to win the Carabao Cup, and they'll want to win the FA Cup. They just will. You know what Pep's like, is hunger for trophies. So it's going to be.
We have beaten them at home this season. So
we have, absolutely.
We can do it.
We've also lost at home to them.
But we've also beaten them at home, Paul.
Let's stick on that one, shall we? Because that sounds better. But I just, missing Ramsey tomorrow was a huge blow. Obviously, with Ramsey.
Why have we not appealed that, by the way?
You can't. It's a second yellow.
You can't appeal it?
No, you can't appeal a second yellow. No.
My God.
This has been the thing, and I think that's why VAR is stepping in next season to assess yellow cards as well, because obviously to stop this from happening. But by the way, Michael Owen has said that it was a definite dive by Ramsey, and he deserved to be sent off.
Well,
Cock.
nobody cares what you say.
No, but nobody really does give a damn what he says.
In the footballing industry, post playing days, and I think you know that.
Yeah, he's a bit of a prick, isn't he, to be honest? Asker says, send Voltemada in the gym and stuff him with protein. And Miggs has been a member for 10 months, as elephant in the room. Are we better without Big Nick? So will fans be okay if he's on the bench this time with Wissa?
No, not necessarily. There have been games this season where we've looked really impressive with Big Nick. Against Chelsea, when we absolutely dominated them for that first half, and he scored 2 goals. We looked great. Performance and output. Against USG, we were scoring, and he was functional within the team. So we've done it at multiple levels. We just can't do it consistently. We've been struggling with trying to crack it, but it's doable.
Yeah, I think it is. Look, it's going to be. It's. We've got to be at it tomorrow, whoever goes on that pitch, and Eddie alluded to that. The interesting thing about it is, Alex, he was asked about the supporters and the atmosphere inside St James's Park on Wednesday night was unbelievable. But Eddie did say, and I really like what he said, that he said the players have to set the tone. And for all the times that St James's Park has gone quiet this year, but he's right. He's right. The players do have to set the tone, because when they set the tone, St James's Park is rocking. And to be fair, the fans have always set the tone a lot of times this season, and they've come out and been completely flat, which is why the atmosphere sort of dwindles away. But Wednesday night, we could tell that the players were at it, and the atmosphere in the ground was there for the full game. It was brilliant. It was absolutely superb. And the singing and the having the banter in between the two fans, and it was really good. And there was no reason for St James's Park to quieten down, if you like, because we were right in it, especially when we went to 10 men. So it's good that he's identified that. He knows that the players have got to go out and be at the top of the game tomorrow, Alex, because if we're not at the top of our game, we will lose. It's as simple as that. It's Manchester City.
I agree with some of that, and I disagree with some of that. I think it's 50-50. I think Eddie Howe has to say that, but I think there's nothing wrong with the fan base and, the fans in the stadium at the match, in them trying to generate a bit of oomph from the team and the performance. Sometimes that happens. A winger will make a couple of runs, and it's a really positive run, but the ball will just go out for a goal kick, and it's good moves, and people, the crowd just don't want players' heads to drop, and they go, let's come on, lads, it's good, keep going, everybody keep trying, and it's really good to have the fans on board with that. But then I agree with you on the flip side. It is also important for the players to do things to get the fans off their seats and to create a bit of oomph in the stadium. I think it's both, personally. I know a lot of people disagree with me, and a lot of people agree with me. It's very Colosseum. It's a bit of both. And yeah, we need to make sure whichever way round we do it, or both, that it happens against Man City, because it's a really impressive weapon.
Yeah.
And we need to utilize it. Man City is so good that we could do with a bit of extra support. And the players have said it themselves. When you've got the crowd on your side, it's like playing with 12 or 13 players.
Well, it certainly helped on Wednesday, because especially Dan Burn making a last-ditch tackle and feeling
up for it.
Feeling the heat off the fans and sort of.
He was going to headbutt a wall
it was fantastic. But that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see from our team is the fight and desire that we saw on Wednesday. Because you look at the two games, Alex. The last two games have been so different. How can we be so poor against Everton, and then Manchester United only a few days later, with 10 men for 45 minutes as well, let's not forget, and play like that?
I think a lot of it is up here. A lot of it is mentally for this team. Because
I agree with that.
Reverse fixture against Everton. You guys will remember, I've whinged about this before. In the previous fixture against Everton, the only thing a lot of people remember is that we beat them 4-1. They forget that the first 20 minutes of that game, they were all over us. They had about 70% possession. We didn't touch the ball for the first 20 minutes. They peppered our goal. They had full control of the game, and we couldn't touch it. And then all of a sudden, we had a good breakaway. We scored, heads up, and then we took control of the game. And it was a mentality thing that we just shifted it in one match. And I truly believe it's a mentality shift. We just can't. We don't seem to be able to take in our mindset into subsequent games that we're a good team and we have good players.
So how do we overcome that? Because that's been a big problem this season, hasn't it?
Is it a sports psychologist thing? Is it a team unity thing? Is it a messaging thing from the manager? I don't know. But some of these players in some games seem to believe that they're elite and they play like it. And then in other games, they just can't string two passes together, and there's just the heads are down. It's weird. It's been the tale of this season. It really has.
Peter says Man United are going to win the league according to their fans. Ramsdale and Asula should start tomorrow. I would also rest Trippier and play Shahar. Peter, he's not going to play Shahar, right? How
you wouldn't play Shahar if it was Bromley in the FA Cup?
Exactly. We were 6-1 up against Karabakh and he didn't play Shahar until the last 3 minutes, mate. He's not going to put him in against Man City in a huge FA Cup 5th round game. No way. Yeah. I know you want to see Shahar, mate, but there's no chance. No chance of him starting the right back tomorrow.
The rest of the big six, their FA Cup draws, my God. Chelsea have drawn Wrexham. Arsenal have got Mansfield. And Liverpool have got bottom of the table Wolves, which I know they just beat them, but still, the on-paper draws for the big six, apart from Man City playing us, are pretty disgusting. It's gross.
No, it's shocking, man. Which is why I really do hope Wolves turn Liverpool over tonight. Yeah, we just like we always get the harder draw when it comes to the crunch, doesn't it? But what do we reckon for a team tomorrow then, Alex? Because I don't think.
Board?
Yeah, go on. We'll put the board up. I was going to ask you about the other stats, but we've done Man City so much this season.
We can do graphics, but this is the 5th time, and to be honest, we all know Man City are just good. I mean, if you want to see it just for 2 seconds, just for argument's sake, it's that. So it's going to be world class in every position.
Yeah.
I mean, that scares me a little bit. Having Semenyo and Doku on the same side as Trippier.
Interesting, I haven't got Haaland playing, Alex, but Haaland, to be fair, he's never done anything against us, has he? I mean, we've marshalled him really well.
What's going on here?
4-1-3-2. Interesting.
What's going on with this? No striker. Marmoush going to play out wide. Semenyo as well, with Foden, who can play central, Doku, who does not play central. So this is crazy. If there's any Man City fans watching, what the hell is this, and what's this going to look like? Surely it's going to be Silva and Foden sitting with Rodri, and I don't get it.
I mean, maybe I don't know.
Weird. But anyway,
Toon Joe says he's just got a last-minute ticket for tomorrow. Well done. Right. Well, let's. Will he go back to Nick Pope, Alex?
Right, they all stay in there. No.
Well, I think Livermore can come out, mate, or sit on the roof because he's.
Nick Pope can go and sit up there and have
behind the opposition's goal
about what he's done about 15 times this year.
But Eddie said many times in press conferences that consistency and getting into a routine. He's got to play Ramsdale because he was superb on Wednesday. He cannot leave him out. That would be a crime.
I've taken so much abuse this season for preferring Ramsdale for the entire season, and I'm quite happy that now there's at least a little bit of proof that I do agree with a lot of people that I don't think he's the long-term solution, or I think it's unlikely he's the long-term solution.
Well, rumour has it that he's going back to Southampton, isn't he, Ramsdale? So
I just want the best keeper for the rest of the season, even if it's 10% better. It's better than nothing, right? Right, what are we doing? Ramsey is suspended, so you can go and sit next to the hospital, I guess, Ramsey. We don't have a suspended section. Maybe we should make a jail cell or something over here.
A jail cell, yeah.
I'll do that for next time.
Tino, Alex may have to come out of the hospital because I don't think he's maybe put him on the spire.
All right, he can. We'll put him over there, but we won't put him on the bench. We'll put him up in the floaty bit that he could be ready anytime soon. Right.
Are we going to play four? Well, let's start with the back four.
Apologies, yeah. Back four.
Does Botman come in tomorrow? And if so, for who? Or does he go 5 at the back? And he plays all 3?
I don't know.
I don't think he will. Do you know why? I don't think he will, Alex? Because if you remember the press conference, he said it will suit Newcastle United being an end-to-end game. He said that he hopes it's an end-to-end game because that will suit Newcastle.
Has Eddie Howe watched us defend transitions this year, like ever?
Well, clearly not. But
terrible in those games.
Yeah, but I think I'd rather us do that, Alex, than just sit back and take it up the backside again from Man City. I want to see us give it a go, so I'd prefer 4 at the back.
We conceded 3 goals to Brentford, Bournemouth, West Ham, Everton.
Yes. But he also said that the games against Manchester City have all been very close games. I also think he forgot about the 45 minutes at the Etihad where we capitulated.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they kept us at arm's length in some of those games. I think it's a bit unfair to label it that way.
Sean, Ramsey's out tomorrow. It does count in the FA Cup. The Premier League does bounce to the FA Cup, just not the Carabao. Or it does in the Carabao as well, doesn't it? Because Nick Pope got suspended against Liverpool.
I mean, unless you're going to listen to the West Brom biscuit and say that Botman's not very good. That was shocking, by the way. That was that funny YouTube channel. I don't even know what they're called. What's his
Wankers.
name? No, there's a Newcastle fan on the panel, and he gets a lot of hate for having some weird takes. And they were trying to put together a Man United and Newcastle best 11, and then people got a lot of hate for putting more Newcastle players in the Man United players, and we're clearly better and we beat them just because they're third in the league currently. If you take like the sample of the last 3 years, we generally always above them. You're taking a snapshot of March 2026 and just saying that they're better than us, which is absurd.
Yeah.
Surely Botman's got to come in. He needs minutes.
Absolutely, I agree. But for who?
I kind of don't want to drop Dan Burn because he looks like he'd run for a brick wall right now.
Dan Burn, I mean, it's a difficult one because a couple of games against Manchester City, he's looked fantastic.
Although Erling Haaland's not playing, I would be happier if Burn was playing.
How do we know Haaland's not playing?
Well, the predicted lineups don't seem to have Haaland in it. So, hang on. What does SofaScore say? SofaScore thinks Haaland is going to play.
But interestingly enough, they've got the same formation. That 4-1-3-2.
What is this?
Bizarre, that. Bizarre.
They've got Cherky, though. And no Doku.
Oh, dear. I mean, what a crisis that is.
Oh, no. Oh, no. My lobster is too buttery. Oh,
dear me. Oh, Christ. Jesus.
All right. Well, we'll stick. I guess we'll go with Burn because I think if there's any inclination that Haaland's going to play, Burn is just going to be on him. He's going to be.
I agree with that.
At the hip, and that will be the game plan again. Hopefully, we get the rub of the green officiating this time, and Burn doesn't get.
Can somebody in the chat please tell us who referee is? I did see on social media earlier on today who the referee is, but I can't remember now.
Is Samuel Barrett.
Samuel Barrett. There you go.
I will have a look at him in a minute and see where he's from. Probably the Northwest. They all are. Yeah. I mean, Willock has to play because we don't have any other midfielders unless Voltemada makes an appearance 2 kilos lighter and recovering from a bit of sickness.
Do you know what?
I mean, how much weight do we think he's lost, by the way, in 2 days? It can't be more than a couple of kilos.
Well, this is my point, Alex. Dear God. I mean, if he has lost a load of weight in 2 days, then...
I'm too busy.
Everybody will want that illness if they want to lose weight. Dear me. Yeah. But then again, I can easily see him putting Voltemada in instead of Willock. Even though I think Willock did really well on Wednesday night, by the way. I thought he had a tremendous
second half. A little bit more dependable this calendar year. And I wouldn't mind him having a pop. Like, is he the answer? No. Is he a starter? Absolutely not. But he's put in some good shifts. I think he's deserving of a few more goals. I think he's been a bit unfortunate. I wouldn't hate Willock playing.
No, I wouldn't at all. In fact, Voltemada's not a midfielder. And he struggles in the Premier League against Premier League sides, in midfield. The physicality, all that goes with it, the time he's got on the ball. He's not a midfielder. I would rather have, and I can't believe I'm saying this, given that, Willock hasn't been great, but I'd rather have Willock there tomorrow than I would Voltemada.
Let's move on to your favourite question. Well, several favourite questions. Does Johan Visser break into this starting 11 as a recognised striker, or do we keep playing the whole facade of let's just play all of our wingers up front?
Yeah, I think he goes Gordon again. I think Gordon was good on Wednesday, to be fair, Alex. I mean, he caused a lot of problems for Manchester United, and sometimes he had to do it on his own because the support wasn't getting up with him. And perfect example of that was the penalty, of course, but we were down to 10 men then, so of course he's going to be up there alone. But he ran his socks off. He did tire Anthony Gordon after about an hour, but that was understandable given how much he'd ran around in the 60 minutes that he was on.
These two names. Is there a shout?
I can't believe I am going to say this, Alex. Right? I can't believe it.
Do it.
Right? That these words are actually going to leave my mouth right now.
Hang on a minute, guys. While he says this, let's do
You twat. I'd play Sula right wing. I would. And I'll tell you why, Alex, right? Because he's going to be absolutely buzzing. His confidence levels are going to be through the roof. And look, he's raw. He's completely unpredictable. He's erratic. But maybe that's what we need tomorrow. Maybe we need that. Somebody who's just completely erratic, that we haven't a clue what he's going to do, and just go at them.
I mean, Murphy is
Murphy can get in the bin, right? Murphy can get in the bin. He is, listen, Murphy is capable of putting. Murphy is very capable of putting good crossing, but his form, Alex, is off a cliff. We know it is. But I just think Elanga, yes, he worked hard on Wednesday. But look,
or Kieran Trippier though, he's gonna. Can you?
Well, that's the only doubt, isn't it? The defensive side of it. But then again, we say that, Alex. He was the one that won the ball back off the Manchester United team to create the goal.
Yeah, I mean,
getting back and
defending.
Realise,
by the way, Kieran Trippier did get credited with an assist for Will Osula's goal, which is
it was an assist. I mean, he passed it to Osula. You know,
I guess. How far back are we going to credit people for assists?
It doesn't matter, though. That's how assists work in all sports, mate. I mean, you know,
his breakfast in a cap. My God. I don't think it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be against this. What I would like to see is Jason Tyndall needs to go and get a picture. Who's playing left back for them? Ait-Nouri. There you go.
Ait-Nouri.
You need to go get a picture of this man and put it on a punching bag and just make Will Osula stare at it for this evening.
Yeah.
And then go, right, lad, you're starting. You're on the right wing. You destroy this man. And that is your objective, is if you have space and the ball, this bloke is you just go around him all day long.
I mean, I don't know what planet I'm living on right now I mean, given that I've suggested that. But listen, he can also maybe defensively, Alex, makes you a Joe Linton covers as
all
well.
All of this nonsense about, Maxi this, Maxi that. And we've come full circle for, isn't it maybe handy to have a wild card?
I need to see more, Alex, before I answer that sort of question.
I'm not saying he's the answer, and he very well might not be.
No, but I just
more
think
likely that he isn't the answer. But isn't it nice to have a wild card that's a bit chaotic?
Yes, but I just think in a cup game, Alex, it's a one-off cup game. Anything can happen, and maybe we just need that.
I think that will help him to get revved up. Just go murder. Well,
go for the kind of crazy, erratic right winger, because right now, let's be honest, we're getting out else from the right wing, so we may as well give Osula a go, who's absolutely on fire after scoring an incredible goal.
To be fair, I do like this team in transition as well, because I mean they're all pretty quick. I know Barnes. To be fair, I think we maybe mislabel Barnes. I think he's quicker than we've given him credit for historically.
Barnes is out of form for me, though, Alex. He needs to step up now.
Yeah, but we don't have another option. He's the guy for left wing. If Gordon's going to play up top, there is no other option. It's Barnes.
Well, don't say that, because he could put Voldemar in midfield with Willock and put Joe Linton left wing again.
I like the counter-attacking of this, because Tonali's rapid as well. He's going to have to cover. Joe Linton's still got reasonable pace and physicality and can go and support physically in and around Gordon and do a bit of hold-up and through-bally nonsense, which he does. Willock can go do some steamrolling, running in behind. Osula's a maniac as well. Like, it's quite naughty on the transition, but it's unfortunately, I mean, just to be realistic, it is far more likely going to be that, and we all know it.
Don't say that, Alex.
Lalanga's just played, hasn't he? So it's probably...
Yes, I agree. And I don't want to agree with you, but I do agree with you that will probably be it, because defensively, Murphy will offer Trippier some... But then again, so does fucking Osula. I mean, to be fair, after his defensive work on Wednesday, but I'd be so good to see Murphy in. And I don't have anything against Jacob Murphy. I just think he's terrible this season. He's terrible. But he is capable of that one delicious cross that he can fire in.
He deserves it. Would it be a risk and a gamble from Eddie Howe? Absolutely, it would be. But
yes, but we need to do that. We need to take some risks from time to time. It's a one-off cup game. You know, let's take a risk.
Had come for him if he started Osula and it didn't work.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah. Oh, but Murphy wouldn't excite me there tomorrow. Not the way he's playing.
I mean, just to play devil's advocate, alternate lineups, just so we've had a fair crack at everything, is that Botman plays. And the potential is that Visser does get some minutes, so he can try and play himself into some form. He's not been used. But if you're putting Botman in tomorrow, Alex, you can guarantee that he'll rest Lewis Hall. Why? Because he'll put Burn left back. I want to win the game. Well, no. I'm just talking about what I like Dan Burn as a centre half. Would you be shocked if he did that, though, Alex? Yes. I would be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. I'd kind of expect Cherky or Semenyo swapping and running at Dan Burn as a fullback. Absolutely not. I agree with Tooney Paul. I think Burn does need a rest, but I don't think he'll get one. I think Burn will play tomorrow because of what he brings against the Man City front line, whoever plays for Man City. God, we need some new signings, don't we? There's just beyond the little bit of change we've discussed, there's just not much going on. Like, I appreciate we've still got that in the hospital, but Kraft isn't going to play for us again. I would be surprised if he's out for the season, Alex. He's out for the season anyway. So but this is what I'm saying. I'd be surprised if he ever gets an appearance for us again now because he's. I think it's literally 95% certain he's leaving, Alex. So yeah, you've got Ramsey to come back in and Miley. Fabian Schär is going to be mid to late April at the absolute earliest. And Bruno is part of the long-term plans. But yeah, not buying anybody in the summer. In January. You can really see that it's just a bit stale, isn't it? We really could have done with at least one face to like challenge the first team, which is Eddie Howe's words. He said that historically that one fresh face in a window helps with the squad. It helps with competitiveness and setting training standards. And not that we're really training anymore, but. Very true. A couple of super chats. Get your predictions in, guys, for the game tomorrow. Let's see how you're feeling. Paul Spence says Asula doesn't start. He's too much of a heedless chicken to lead the line for 90 minutes. He's not leading the line, though, if right wing's different. Yeah. Toon Steel says, want to see Asula rumbling and stumbling like a rabid chicken with his ass on fire. And Mojby says, I'd flip Gordon and Barnes. What, you play Barnes as a striker? Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. He would have done that by now. Quite a few people saying 2-2 and a win on penalties for us, Alex. Interesting. Tooney Paul's gone for a 3-1 win to Newcastle. Claire 2-1 to us. Paul Taylor 3-0, but doesn't say who to. Simo's gone for 2-1 to Toon. 3-2 Newcastle. Les has gone 2-0 Newcastle. There's a lot of confidence in the chat tomorrow. Do you want to know why? I think Joe Linton is a big difference. I think we've got a bit more umph in this team. I've got more confidence as well with just being able to deal with certain things. And when we get a reasonably good grasp of that midfield battle against Man City with a player like Joe Linton, they don't enjoy playing against us either. So especially at home. Those of you that are saying 2-2 and penalties, guys, I think extra time is the last thing we need with Barcelona on the horizon on Tuesday night. Is it extra time in pens or is it just straight to pens? No, it's extra time in the FA Cup, Alex. Yeah. I know they've binned it off in previous rounds of certain competitions. No, it's extra time. I do not want extra time with Barcelona on Tuesday night. That's the last thing we need, especially with the squad as threadbare as it is.
Right, what you going for then, Alex? What's your prediction?
I'm going to go with 2-1 to us. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to hope for the sort of performance we're all hoping for. I'm going to go with Joe Willock to get a goal because he's been putting in that work, and I want it to come good for him. He deserves it, whether it's to help us or to get a move, whichever one. I think he's due a goal again. Who else is going to score? I mean, we're a bit naff from set pieces, aren't we? What's the most likely? What are we thinking?
I'd like to see Gordon score from open play, to be honest, against them. Be nice.
Yeah, I'd like. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of what's
Barnes.
likely, not what I would like.
Probably Barnes.
I'm going to go Joe Linton as well. You know, I'm going to go Joe Linton because he's varied enough, and he's got a bit more license, hasn't he? So he pops up at near post, back post. He'll arrive late in the box. He's got the opportunity to have shots from outside. He can head it. He puts himself in good positions to get goals in games like this. So I'll go Willock and J7 for a 2-1 victory, and that we'll put in a good.
I've gone 2-1 as well, but I haven't a clue who the goal scorers are going to be. I haven't even thought. I just want somebody to put it in the back of the net. I really do. Yes, VAR is in tomorrow. Well, we say thank God, but it doesn't really help us ever, does it? But we'll see what the refereeing performances are. Hopefully, we're not talking about the referee, through the majority of the game. But we will have Match Day Live tomorrow night. Kickoff is 8 o'clock. We start at 7:30 for Match Day Live. I'm not at the game tomorrow because they couldn't sort my seat out for tomorrow. But that's the only one I can't go to because of the seat situation. The rest of them, I will be there on Tuesday night, screaming again and losing my voice, no doubt. But Match Day Live, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Full match build-up and play-by-play commentary of the game right here on the Toon Review. So join us for that. And hopefully we will be celebrating a place in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. One game away from being back at Wembley in the semis, which I hate. I hate the FA Cup semi-finals being at Wembley. Hate them. But it's all about cash. But anyway, thank you very much for watching tonight. Thank you for all your contributions, guys. Mods, thank you. Alex, thank you. And, of course, the biggest thank you to you guys out there. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you tomorrow night and hopefully, as I say, celebrating a Toon win. But until then, good night.
Away the lads and lasses.
Oh, by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.
Come back and check out the